will start to explain stuff while the story unfolds. So basically, there is a ninja who has been captured by ghosts. As ghosts, we have the standard spirits from catacombs. And we have to set her free. So that kind of the plot where we are neither saving the world nor taking artifacts, we just help someone. So it could also be a Christmas level.
Sounds like a big task. Will you speedrun this?
I will try to go relatively fast, but I don't think I can really speedrun this because it has some really advanced geometry, which basically means you are very likely to die at every corner, especially in the lava cave, but you just need to watch your steps. So probably I can do it faster if I go slower. The next level is a little bit faster because it is a little bit more spacious. It's a lot more spacious because we have, as I said before, the engine swap. Tomb Editor has expanded the possible area by, I don't know, 10 times. And here, the limits were so tight that you basically have entire map on a very, very small space. Every room is very close to other rooms in the map. And I guess it's gonna be quite fillable. I'm gonna first go to the city to get some revolver ammo because there is a boss fight later on, and we don't really want to do it with pistols. And there is that push block skip here, but that's a story for like 20 minutes later also. And what didn't I say? Hello, everyone. Yes, this is that steampunk city, and this is basically 3/4 of the entire map, I guess. I'm not gonna pick up everything because the pickups are numerous. The level is only like 30 minutes long, and we get like 70 flares, even though everything is actually bright and there is no pitch black spots. A year earlier, we had Back to Basics in Venice, and this is basically the same table, but a little bit remodeled and a little bit retextured. And it was also one of the last Back to Basics packages, which were basically made by one person only, Horus in this case. And thank you for the good lucks. And then SG took the leadership button, and we got like numerous people contributing to resource packs. So what he usually does is he makes illusions, because in the old engine you couldn't really control AI much. You couldn't really have pathfinding as advanced as we have now. So here basically you have 3 crows. One crow picks up the key, another crow is displayed flying, and the 3rd crow is probably going to attack me now.
That's a nice idea.
Because they don't react to artificial intelligence null meshes. You know, normally you have a path designed with AI null meshes. But for instance, with the guide in the last revelation, in the Tube of Set, you have that Ahmed guy who lights the torches on the wall. And his path is designed with an array of AI objects. And animal enemies normally don't react to this, so
I tried
You
with
have to use
crocodile.
illusion.
Crocodile reacts a bit, but it's not reliable at all.
Well, every enemy reacts a bit, but not really by design. Sometimes you just need to do stuff precisely as intended. This is a treadmill secret. You need to stay on the treadmill for long enough and you get a secret key. This is done without scripting by rolling balls and flip maps, which were the classic way to time stuff. Hey Soul, we have the offer in the chat, by the way.
Oh, hey, so
Where
Yep.
can I
Now,
see
as
the
far as I remember, we go for the revolver bullets I mentioned. They will make stuff a lot easier in the future.
DJ? Where can I see this chat? I don't see it right now.
Pop out the stream chat, the marathon channel. I gave
Maybe
you
I
the
have
link.
to maybe I have to refresh it because I'm still on the old link.
Maybe. Sabato, this is Marlena Crystal and Dinner Raider.
Hello.
well, I think he know me already. Probably, I don't know from Twitch.
I should probably go for the wind machine secret right now.
I still don't see the chat. I have the chat window next to the stream, but there is no chat in it.
Uh, I don't
Yeah,
know.
it doesn't matter. It's okay.
Try the link I put in scheduling.
Ah, okay. Wait.
Not sure if it'll work, but
I have Twitch TV / pop out / Tomb Raider Marathon / chat
Yes.
question
Yeah.
mark pop out equals. Yes, this is
that's what I shared.
Okay.
Ah, now I can see the chat.
I very often have that error in Streamlabs OBS when
Yeah.
I raid somebody and then I start my own stream and Streamlabs doesn't have a clue I'm still in somebody else's room and this doesn't show my chat
Yeah.
if I don't refresh. They were using like 25 versions of the program already, but they never fixed. Maybe one day. Wait a second. I didn't get the key yet. Okay, this is what happens when I care about technical issues. I already forgot the path. I think I go here, right? Right. One day I will come prepared. Maybe in this life, maybe not. This is the key which was hidden by the crow. So now we just drop here. The next part is pretty classic. You just have a key and another key. And then you have some geometry tricks with collisions. You didn't really have invisible bridge objects like you had with other packages here. So what Sol had to do is he tweaked with room collision, and you have invisible platforms like in Sanctuary of the Scion in Tomb Raider 1. So, oh yes, this is what I bumped into is the actual bridge flat object. So you couldn't really use that for floating platforms.
Are those
That's why you have
shelves
geometry.
or what? What?
Shelves are also. I mean, this is actually a radar object and propeller. You know, it was supposed to be a steampunk helicopter, but he just pushed it into the wall, and
Now they are shelves.
now it's acting like shelves. Yes, 'cause he used a lot of those objects in a way which wasn't really planned to be.
Okay. Yeah, that's creative and innovative.
Yes. Also, those were some kind of support beams or hangars. But right now we are on those floating platforms which aren't really visible. The object is just the visual, and the sparkles are supposed to give you a hint you can actually jump over. But as always in such case, when the collisions interfere, you have to land perfectly in the middle. Otherwise, you will just fall down. And though you cannot grab, because those hangers have their own hitbox. And as always in any Tomb Raider game, hitboxes are square or cuboid or stuff like that. But you also have a setup for everything, so everything works more or less first try. This is where I'm gonna reload because I was actually supposed to get the secret in the first order. This is a preset flip effect. A flip effect is a scripted, no, not scripted state of change of state on a sector in this case. You have this way to thrust yourself in the air because I turned the wind machine on. And if you do it correctly, you can use those pole ropes to have a shortcut for that key. I got the key the dev intended way, but yeah, this is how it works. That was the only flip effect which was in this package. It is embedded in the executable, and normally it was used for conveyor belts, like the treadmill I displayed before. But it also works in midair, so you could make a wind machine puzzle. Another creative usage which wasn't really meant to be, but anyway, due to Ophir's creativity, it is possible to implement.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna just drop here and climb to that fireplace because you have to light it. And basically the level is pretty remarkable for one reason: there are no fillers. It is one of the very, very rare examples where you basically have no corridors. You don't have those long linker corridors you know from Epic games, which are supersized. That unlocks the Steam puzzle, which is also a piece of solid work. Probably it will be easier if I reload because it overrides the camera. As always, you can just step off the square and the camera just disappears as well. But if you reload it, it does the same. This is basically a very... I cannot even imagine how much work this puzzle took to design. Because normally what you have is whenever you have a pipe puzzle, just turn the pipes to make a continuous conductor. And here, those pipes are static, so you cannot turn them. So once again, he had to construct a workaround it. Basically, you have to conduct steam from the boiler to the source and through the fire so it's warmed up. If you pull the wrong switch, which I am going to do right now, I'm gonna save. So if you pull the wrong switch, any of the wrong switches, entire thing is going to explode. So again, you have a lot of logical conditions which are pretty hard to design when you only have floor squares and rolling balls.
And that's really nice. He used the smoke emitters to
Yes. Those are static, not working. They still give you an effect. I guess now it was this one. Probably this one. Yes. And the drill is to make a continuous steam line. So everything is connected with everything. And you need to watch out for the fire because fire burns you. Now he spawned as ghost.
Can you set up conditions already here?
No. That was the deal. You have no scripting, you have no conditions, you have no advanced triggers, and yet he managed to make everything work. And then I will play yours, and I will compare everything with the scripting.
So only trap was no TRM.
Yes. The only thing you had custom was that wind machine flip effect, which was supposed to work on the ground, but it works everywhere because you cannot limit it. So yeah, now we use the flame to lure out the ice rays, because ice rays are afraid of fire. Makes sense. Wait a second, where was the exit? Here. Okay. I always climb out, because normally you climb out in such cases. Now I need to save again, because I will show you a workaround. You are supposed to freeze the Wraith in the water, but to avoid collision issues and getting trapped under the ice, she just dies if you don't do it correctly. But it still works if you jump from the top and the Wraith follows you down. The intended way is to climb the ladder. Normally it is not really recommended because the Wraiths can circle around you. They can enter that spiral stance, which takes a lot of health, but in this case it's not really a problem because you just pull up once and you backflip and you are here. At a certain point, Soul got an issue with killing the Wraith because there is air below the water. It only works if the water room is the lowest room on the map. If you have air, dry room under the flooded one, it very often will just refuse to die. So what he did, he flooded the entire area with water. You cannot see it, but I guess at least in the previous version it was here. The entire city was flooded, just to make sure the Wraith will die no matter what. So a lot of extra effort invested just in the fixes. Now, also very creative. The Wraith has frozen the pool, right? And locked the ability to fill it with water. And now this is filled with water. We raise the level because of the fire ghost. Because of the ice ghost, I mean. And now you got this pipe here, which sucks the water out and provides it to that pyramid we have seen in the very beginning. So it is also one of those levels which actually has the pipes arranged in the logical way, and they show you what is actually going on. In many levels, pipes just go randomly. And yes, the waterfall is also frozen. You can go through that crawl space if you happen to somehow resurface, even if you are not meant to. You have that little hole to just drop down from there because you cannot pull out. You can just get out. And now this is solid because the waterfall is frozen. A lot of soft touches, a lot of workarounds, a lot of effort, all the time in every sector of this level. So that is basically half of the level done, because when you have such an intensity of setups,
Yeah.
then you hit the limits very quickly. This is the way out. Yes. Okay. I wasn't supposed to climb.
Seems like Soul put his soul into this.
Yes. A lot of it. Why do I feel like it was supposed to be my line? Never mind. This is that push block I was supposed to skip. And as a donation goal, I was meant to not skip it. So what I will do first, I'm gonna skip it, and then I will solve it the legit way anyway. Basically, you have to heal. And you drop here with a fake grab, and that makes you land on this triangular rock. You can just go to the ladder and skip everything which is down there. And the intended way... No, you cannot. You cannot destroy the ice waterfall because it's a portal. It's not an object. It used to be an opening which was solid, and then he just flipped the room into transparent but still not traversable. So yeah, now something I've been practicing for like 40 minutes. Basically, the only purpose of this push block is to reach that place you can reach with that skip I showed you. Fortunately, it's one of those push blocks which are pretty condensed, so you don't really have infinite choice. You can only choose one or two things, and usually what you choose is correct. And even if you make a mistake, it's easy to revert. Unlike in the spooky tomb, which was mentioned countless times during this marathon already. So I remember first you need to make that large square space here. And that is in order to prepare the switch for later. Because the puzzle actually comes in two parts. You need to pull the switch, but the switch is timed. That switch here, it is supposed to open that door on the left. And there is another cube you are supposed to pull out and use to vault yourself up. But yes, it is timed. So you need to prepare a little bit of a bridge in order to be able to do that. So what you do now is just make that bridge. Yeah, I mean, I practiced this anyway, so I guess it would be wasted practice if I didn't do that, especially considering the fact it's one of the most clever push block riddles. And what do I do now? Did I forget already? It seems so. No, no, wait, here. Now I push this one. I pull this one to the door so I can actually start making that bridge. Puzzle, I think it's 5 minutes if you do it perfectly. So it doesn't really exceed the time of the library push block in Tomb Raider 4.
Hey,
However, the push block in Tomb Raider 4 can be interrupted with stars. Star activity. Hey, Billy. And now, if I remember correctly, I begin with the closer one here to just move it to the second position. Yeah. But there's not really much to say about push blocks because they are push blocks. You push them. Sometimes you pull them. Actually, you pull them more frequently than you push them because you don't know what is on the other side. And fortunately, there is no secret. It's one of those push blocks. You really don't have to try every block because
Actually, they aren't called push blocks, they are called pushables. And
Pasha,
that's
Pasha,
true because
yeah,
they
yeah,
are
yeah, yeah, yeah. And
pushables. You can push them.
yes, 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 yes. You can, but you can also pull them. Yes, and you can have up to 5 different pushables in a level. Now I need to wait with that because I still need to pull the switch, but I have enough time and space now to pull this out.
So you should call them push and pull able.
Well, some people call them movables.
Well,
But
pushables are also other objects.
yeah, in terms of what merger nomenclature, what merger is the program to edit objects. You have two kinds of objects, and all the objects you can interact with are called movables, even if you cannot move them, because they accept the possibility of having an animation. Weird enough, actual push blocks, actual movables don't have animations. Everything is pinned under Lara, and the blocks are just synchronized with Lara's speed.
and you can
And yes, it
change
is.
none of them.
It is possible to change the speed of push block, but it is so cumbersome nobody even bothers.
What did you say, Dinner?
No, that it's not possible to change both. But maybe yes, but I don't even know how.
I am quite sure I have seen that ship level. I don't remember the name again. It had like twice the speed of push block. But it looked very unnatural on the other side. On the other hand. Okay, so we are done with the push block. It wasn't really that draining because we are supposed to flood places, not drain them. This is also a flood cave. We are going to swap lava into water. Not really unrealistic because it should create obsidian instead. Am I here too early? Wait a second. Why did I do that? Am I missing something? Did I vault up in a wrong place? I remember that block was precisely in order to come up here. So why? Wait a second. I'm definitely not making a mistake because I was meant to do all of that. Well, there's a door up there.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to pull a switch. Oh, wait a second. Now I'm doing... Never mind. I need to do exactly the same what I was doing before with a skip. But I forgot about the shimmy crack. Here. It's one of those shimmy cracks you don't really notice at the first sight, but you can grab that rock and you can just... If you make this jump, of course. Here, yes. At least it has proper geometry. Because some of them don't even show you the opening. Some of them are just marked with texture. And yes, I am in that place I was able to achieve a skip before. You really have to save rather often here because sometimes those jumps work, sometimes they don't. I mean, they're not really hard, but there is a precise method to do any of them. I think I need like 1, 2 of margin in order to drop. Yes. No, wait a second. Now I'm doing a skip. I was supposed... I was not even meant to do that jump. Never mind. I was supposed to go around this ladder. But there is a switch. There is a switch which opens the door, which I tried to go through before. And now you use this monkey thing. Look how condensed everything is. Like, you have such a clever usage of all the space you can utilize in here. Just several swings, and you can do the same on the window here. Ah, one of those ladders where you need feet on the ladder. Yep. This switch we are going to get back for because it is... yes, it is turning the lava into water, and then we also can drop a boulder into it. That boulder we have seen in the beginning. We can drop it further, but not yet. After the cave is flooded, another switch is responsible for that. Now we can raise the chain, and maybe I should have gone down there. In the first order, there was a crate blocking the passage. So now I pull the chain, the other one reacts, and we can just enter the next location, which has a plot twist. Like, in any good level, you have plot twists. Yeah, this is gonna be a water room. You can see the reflection already.
Yeah, I really like the play with fog. here in
Mm-hmm.
this.
Yeah, it is actually hard to design fog which doesn't hurt eyes because intensity of the fog isn't in the intensity button, but in the red shade. They just misplaced in the editor.
Mm.
Now we should hear the other raves, yes, because they are about to prank Lara. And yes, we have a flip map where the entire corridor appears to be a cave with lava and rocks and lava. And there will be even more creativity incoming. It is actually easier to find all the skips here than the intended way, I presume. For instance, I don't have to go up the monkey swing. I could just drop here, but it doesn't really matter because it even it even increases the possibilities with gameplay. That here I tried to grab before, but it's not the way. The real way, that island is a little bit misleading because in fact you are supposed to pull up somewhere. I never remember if it's this island or the next island. Because what I tried to do, what I tried to do all the time last time was that. Because the game actually looks like it calls you to jump, to jump over the lava. What you do instead is this, but it is also one of those pretty precise things. I mean, not that precise if you know what to do, but if you don't know what to do, you might spend like 15 minutes here and uh, not know what to do before you actually know what to do. That's what I meant about showing what can be done in the engine as well, because it's not only about scripting, not only about setups with puzzles, not only about logical conditions. It's also a showcase of every possible move Lara can do. So if you are preparing to speedrun even the original game, then this level is like a condensed summary of all the moves you can execute. If you play this, you are basically prepared for speedrunning. And now comes the moment I was picking up the revolver bullets for. Every Back to Basics had a kind of creative glider, and this one has those dragon wings. Yes. And those boulders actually awakened the dragon in the lava. And yes, it was actually modified to be immortal because you can see all the blood. We are also in the dragon mouth. This is also a sculpture which is supposed to resemble the mouth and the fangs and all of that. Yes, pretty neat. And as always, it is quite difficult to see the actual borders because due to the limitations of the engine, you didn't have fragmented triggers back then. I mean, every platform is a perfect square. So in this case, you are actually a little bit more permitted. And now you do the fire monkey swing, one of the probably the most unique parts of the entire level. I don't think anybody else ever dared do such thing. So yeah, it might appear to be rather hard to discover, but on the other hand, there is nothing else you can do in the same moment. So if you put some time into it, you're going to make it. And that leads us to that switch we couldn't pull in the very beginning. And lifts the spell and concludes the second half. We still need to fill the water and provide it to the pyramid. First we summoned the ice wraith, and now we summoned the fire wraith. And we need that water again. Every random element appears to be actually needed. It's like in movie storytelling when you design a plot of seemingly random elements, and in the end everything appears useful. Everything appears a piece of the storyline puzzle. Of course, anytime something gets flooded, you need to check the room again because there are secrets. Not always, but very often. Moonlight Legacies also has such thing. However, it's much more extended. If I remember correctly, you had to return through the half of the map in order to find it. That one
That's
place which is
fast
flooded.
rolling ball.
What?
I said that that was a fast rolling ball.
Yeah, that was one. Some of them are. I think every rolling ball has a different setup in this level. This is pre water to ladder era. You cannot pull up. I think water to ladder was invented like a year later for Khmer. I don't remember if it was in Beyond the Scion or not. Maybe not. Oh, now I can just use the ladder and do a quick jump from the top of it in order to pull the same switch and claim the fourth secret. Otherwise, you would be able to finish the game already. And yeah, you can just... You could do it dev intended, like... You could just slowly shimmy around this cabin, but it is also possible to do it like that, like dropping from here with fake grab. Is yet another one, another very precise setup, and you have to use this door in order to slide along it and to get back to the switch. And that's what makes that pit deeper than it used to be. Can I do this one dive without dying? Very likely not, but... Oh, very likely yes, okay. Yeah, that's actually planned, Rat. I'm gonna spend a little bit more time in this one and a little bit less in Dines. Because Dines, I learned to do like 15 minutes faster. Oh! And now...
This level is awesome. Play it immediately after the stream.
Yeah, this looks like an examine object, but we didn't have examine objects. A pity that actual book cannot be read, but that was the limitation of the package, so it's just a secret. All of them? All of them, okay. And no, you cannot flare glitch here because water. I'm not really a fan of secrets which require you to do stuff twice. Normally we just would climb the ladder to the end of the level, but this time it's like duplicated. I understand why. I understand that there was a need to use one element in two functions. Raider also does this in his Back to Basics Grease level. Stairway to Hell? Yes, Stairway to Hell. He used elements which are both a hint and a solution. This is quite evil. Need to time it pretty well because, yeah, this is actually the end of the level. You can actually kind of sense it, I guess, because you have everything. And that chain is pretty trolly because it is diagonal, which you cannot really see because of the perspective. And the knives have twice more collision than in Tomb Raider 2. And the thumpers have like twice more collision than in Tomb Raider 3. So it's rather impossible to do it without dying. You need to be pixel perfect. If you're too early, you die. If you're too late, you also die. And no, corners don't work, so you also have to time it together with the flame. It's probably the most difficult part of the entire level. And there is nowhere to hide. So I'm gonna just probably wait. Okay, this gives me probably more margin for the second one. But if you do that, you are very likely to just sprint right into your demise, whatever. I don't think there is any jump in this level which could be classified as normal. Like everything is pretty innovative and everything is different than you would normally expect it to be. Am I even supposed to jump right or am I supposed to jump left? Okay. I think I need to roll and set up this like in Madubu. I guess that's it, yes. Yeah, the right part is higher than the left one. Okay. So basically, the jumps which are secret jumps in the basic game are standard jumps in here.
It looks kind of like Silent Hill down there.
Kinda, yes. Also, anytime you change the fog color, it's a separate trigger, so don't hit me. That cog cannot hit you until you grab the ladder. Only after that you get smashed. Okay, I need to be a little bit closer, otherwise this slope is not gonna work.
I hate
So you need to
these.
be... You need to be on the left side, right? But not too much because she's gonna not use her legs, and she has to in this case. I could also try to set this up, because this one is meant to be like that. This one is actually deliberately lower on this side. Yeah, if you follow the intention... Oh, this is like Doria, okay. If you follow the intention, it's much easier than it would be. It's like you don't really expect a classic trap in the very end. Like everything is super over the rainbow, and then you just get a trap. And now what you do is basically pull the 2 jump switches against the flow of the conveyor belt in order to free that guy from the cage.
Isn't
And yeah, it looks risky, but there is a safety platform here. The only inconvenience is you cannot really look down, so you cannot see. Midley also had this conveyor belts in her Lost City of Varaldun, and I don't think many other builders actually use them. It's one of those steampunk levels where you actually can see stuff moving, all the machinery. Yes, and she's getting freed And we see again a piece of illusion work here. That's one object, that's another, and that's the third one. Because again, you cannot really make them follow the specified path. And she's supposed to lead us to the sequel part, which is still not built after all those years. Hopefully one day. Yes, that's it. That's it for Ghostbuster. We can proceed straight to the Holy Shell if you want. Yeah, Ninja Girl, but they forgot to change the sounds, so the sounds are still from the default Horseman because it's a Tin Man slot from Lost Library.